Wow. G'day, Fladdies and reality defenders. Can you hear me okay? I'll just wait here. Yes, I'm upside down in Punta Arenas, and I'll flip back to normal shortly. We'll just wait and see if the sound is working. Okay. But I wasn't upside down today, Dr. That's true, yes. Anyway, here we go. We're in the hotel room. I'm the only one left behind from the team now. So most people, no, everybody flew out yesterday or last night, early this morning, and also, so I don't fly out for another couple of days, and I'm not finished yet with the gathering data because I've still got the flight from Santiago to Sydney. I've got to do data gathering on that and collect as much data as I can with that. And so I'm still preparing, just make sure all the equipment is ready and everything for that. Now, it's in terms of, I haven't been too sick. It's just that, you know how you get like, it's sort of like a mild flu, and you get cold and then you get hot and you get cold. Right now I'm cold, so I have to rug up. I turned the heater up in the room, but it takes a while to heat up. So later on I have to go outside. I'm dreading that, but I've got enough warm clothes. I mean, I've got enough clothes to be able to survive Antarctica, so I should be right with that. Now on the Super Chats front, okay, it's the criteria I was missing was view hours, and in the last day I qualified. Now I've applied for that, but then I got to wait for YouTube to review my channel and say it's okay. So when they've done what they've done, then we'll be able to do Super Chats. And in the meantime, we've got still got the GoFundMe donation link, and I had to get another PayPal up and running. So well, I lost my train of thought. So Toon gave me a brick to help with the journey home. The flight home is from Santiago to Sydney is almost 3 hours longer, and than the flight from Sydney to Santiago. And this is because of the jet streams. The jet streams are only operating in one direction. So this is another thing that puts the nail in the flat earth coffin with the arguments about the flights. So now there will be another time lapse of, so you can see I've taken a frame out of the video, which was our Union Glacier to Punta Arenas flight. There will be another time lapse that will be put up, and I'll see if I can get that done later today. Now there'll be trickles of data on that. So some of this data takes a long time to put together and analyse, and so there'll be things coming out in the next days and weeks from everybody that was there. And yeah, we've got a ton of stuff. Okay, and to talk about the weight measurements. I've got something to show you with that. So I'm taking weight measurements as much as I can on the way back as well, just to show the reproducibility of this experiment. So, excuse me. So what I've got here, wait a minute. Right, here's Toon doing a measurement in this room.
Turn it on.
So this is the 500 gram scale. We leveled the table and there's the view out the window.
Put them on the table so they don't modify.
You probably got audio. Do you get audio from the video?
This is the 500 gram mass. .16, no, 18.
That's pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Punta Arenas.
So this is about 30 meters above sea level. I'm going to do my measurement. My scale here. What's the prediction? The prediction we've got 1002.29 for 1,000 gram weight. So we're reading 1002.28 there on this, the primary scale. And we'll turn on the secondary, the backup scale. This one will be packed in the checked baggage, so I won't be doing this all the way back. But this one's spot on 1002.29. So that's the globe predictions are coming up. Now, that's great. I'll measure the barometric pressure just for... Right, so, yeah, that's fantastic. I've taken the readings, GPS readings and barometer readings. So I'll... when we get to Santiago, I'll have one scale in my checked luggage. I may not be able to use it. Depends on whether they check my luggage through or not. But I've still got my best scale that I'll be carrying with me in carry-on. It's always a bit of a hassle because they always want to know what those calibration masses are. What are those things that are made of metal? And every single security checkpoint, I have to pull them out and explain what they're for. So far, it's all been good. So let's hope we don't have trouble at all on the way home. Yes, I'm the last man standing here. Although there were some flight incidents in terms of a cancelled flight on the way home, and Jaron and Toon are still stuck in Santiago. And so you'll hear more about that. I'm telling you now, you're going to hear a lot more about that. But Duffy and Whitsett are on the same plane. They're on their way back to Florida, I think it is. And so I don't think I'll quite get home. No, I won't get home before Jaron gets home because I've still got another day here. Tomorrow, I'll check out of the hotel tomorrow. Then I'll pack my bags and they'll come and get me about 11 p.m. at night tomorrow. and fly out early, what is Sunday morning here. So yeah, I was feeling a little bit under the weather, but not too serious. It's just uncomfortable and coughing a lot and having to empty the nostrils every now and then. But it's not too bad. It's just the being able to have enough energy to move around was a problem, but it's okay today. So with the weight experiment, the different air pressures is that they're gonna fall flat on their face about things like that. Just wait and see. Don't worry about that. And it's funny to hear Flatzoid supposedly going to teach me how to use the scales. Yeah, like, so I've been doing this experiment for, I think it's about 5 years, maybe more. And he's, it is a marvelous experiment. I think it's underrated. And you got to understand that this is a world first here. This is a world first with what I've done with this weight experiment, as far as I know. So I was going to a place I had never gone to before. That's Union Glacier. I worked out how much weight these masses should show on the scale before I even got there. It was published on that page that was shown in that video. I went to Union Glacier to test, does the globe model work? Does it predict the weight? And so I weighed it, and it was very close to the predicted weight. And of course, the flat earthers have predicted nothing, and then they just want to chuck cow dung at the kind of work that I've done. I've put in many hours, done this experiment over the years, and why it works so well, I'm going to say, is because I'm aware of all the pitfalls, and I just knew how to be careful, because I say it's easy to stuff this up, but it's also easy to get it right when you know what you're doing. So, all right, I think, what are we at? Where are we at? I think I've covered everything I want to cover. So the super chats will come up in time. The donation links are in the description. I talk about, so Toon has helped me out while I'm here, and I've received some marvellous donations. And without those donations, I can tell you I would be in a heap of trouble. So I have to say, thanks very much for everybody who has donated already. And yes, I'd certainly like some more help. And considering, yes, all the trouble I've gone to here and everything, I think it's worth it. I think my experiment is worth it. Because I've been doing this for years without any payment, and you're always using my own money. So this time I'm going to make special pleading. And keep the donations coming, please. I still have to get through the flight home, I think. So I think I'll be right now. But yeah. Any other now? Any questions? Anybody got anything specific they want me to talk about, or got a question? Have to wait for the stream to catch up, I think. So I'm looking at this 113. Yeah, I feel exactly like Neil Armstrong. What? They think we didn't go to the moon? They weren't there. How do they know? uh, as I said, and uh, yes, people are saying the shadows were fake. It seems absolutely ludicrous to me, someone who was actually there. So, yeah. Has any flat earther reviewed my work? I don't think they're capable of it. They have to learn quite a bit yet. Thanks. Did you do the weight test on the equator? I have done in the past. My closest uh, reading to the equator was Singapore. So I flew into Singapore and flew out again. While I was there, I did a weight test. That's right. The weight experiment is totally awesome. And unfortunately, most flat earthers don't understand the impact. I'll be doing my best to explain to flat earthers about the experiment. So that's what that's going to be a little bit more of my focus. I'm going to try and spend a bit more time talking to flat earthers that will listen. And I got an angle. I got an angle that I think that it can come through that can try to illustrate why it's significant and why it's so powerful. I saw the Channel 9 thing and the whole press about TFE and Jeren. So here's the other thing, right? Jeren got a free trip. Whitsett got a free trip. And Toon and I raised the money ourselves. Toon, I don't know what his shortfall is, but mine is huge. And so Jeren gets all the media attention. Well, not so great. But anyway, that's just the way it is. So I participated in this on my own dime. So I think it's only fair that I should get a little bit of compensation for this. So with Lisbeth, so she was sick yesterday. I didn't see her yesterday. I only saw her for the briefing, the out brief, and I have talked to her. I'm going to go into their chat room and talk to the Flat Earth gang there sometime in the near future. So I'm busy because I've got a lot to do. And when I get home, it'll be Christmas. Then I'll be working to get my data out. I'll be trying to talk to people like the Flat Earth Gang, and I am going to Thailand again for an extended stay, but that doesn't stop me from working. I can do my work from Punta Arenas, from Union Glacier, or even Thailand. So Elizabeth does not have a YouTube channel, but so I think I can say one thing about there's a problem. One of the problems I see with flat earthers is that they cannot do math and cannot do science. So there's a distrust there, and this distrust is a barrier but where it spills out is that they start to denigrate those who know how to do maths, and they start to say that they're lying, which is unfortunate. So it's got to be to totally get through to the flat earthers, and it's got to be a little bit more cooperation if possible, because flat earthers should be using us rather than telling us that we're liars. They should get to know us better and learn to trust the data that we provide. That's correct. Air pressure would push on the weights from all angles. Excuse me a minute. Oh, sorry about that. So there's what Flat Earth Gang is. There's this app. I'm just trying to remember what it is. There's an app on my phone, Clubhouse app, and Flat Earth Gang is one of the rooms in Clubhouse. So do I think Austin and Jaron will be more careful calling people liars now? Well, I certainly hope so. I mean, they got a bit of egg on their face with this, and that, the Globers have been saying for a long time there's 24-hour sun in Antarctica. They go, all right, let's go down there and check it. Oh, there is 24-hour sun in Antarctica. The Globers have been right all along. And there's a lot of cases where the Globers have been right all along. So it's more, I'm hoping that this will open the crack a bit so that flat earthers will start to understand that maybe they're not right about everything. I think that would be a great thing. And so once you start to understand that you may be wrong, then things can open up. And while a flat earther maintains, like Flatzoid, that he cannot possibly be wrong about anything, that's a psychological block. It's also, you should be more humble. To be a good person, you should be more humble and not think that you're the single most point of knowledge in the universe. The other thing about air pressure, as somebody has already pointed out, air pressure pushes up and down on the scale. So the net effect is pretty close to zero. So close to zero, it doesn't matter. You're not going to get a 3.8 gram difference with just air pressure. Air pressure doesn't vary by that much. So it's clutching at straws with the air pressure. And I'm going to have to make more videos and go over old ground about the effects of air pressure, magnetism, temperature, humidity, whatever, because the questions keep coming up. And I have dealt with it in the past. And yes, this is the part of what's wrong in the world with flat Earth is that it's part of what Eric Dubay started, is that everybody is lying to you and you can't trust anybody, and that's where things start to go wrong, because now nobody will consult, no flat earther will consult an expert on the topic, they think that they're being lied to, which is all planned part of the brainwashing that is flat Earth. So if we can break down that everybody is lying to you thing, I think that's going to make a big difference. The final experiment will help with that, because the flat earthers there can easily see that we were not lying to them, and they've experienced the other side of doing something and having unnecessary criticism levelled at them. So my message to people is, in terms of doing your own research, look carefully at the source. Is the people that you're talking to, do they have qualifications? Do they have experience? Or are they just flat earthers who make videos on YouTube? Flat earthers who make videos on YouTube are totally unqualified, in my experience, to promote any kind of scientific material. So there are people, many people in this world, who know what they're talking about, and people should seek them out rather than telling them that they're deceived and liars and agents of the devil and all this rubbish. There will be a very slight buoyant force on the way. Yes, but it is very slight. It is of the order of 10 to the minus, I can't remember the exact number, but at least 10 to the minus 3 or something like this. So I calculated it in one of my videos, what the buoyant force, how much difference it should make, and it's way too small. It's below the error margin. So there is an error margin with measuring, the order of something less than 0.1 of a gram. So anything under that noise is just part of the noise, so it doesn't affect the weight. What do we got here? Look, it was fantastic. I was very happy to be a part of this. When I first heard about it, I thought, I got to do this, even though it's been very difficult for me financial-wise. But I thought that I had to do this. It was something, to me, a culmination of my years of work investigating the flat earth and the arguments and doing the weight measurements. So, very, very happy to be part of this. And thanks to everybody who supported me. That's really fantastic. And I looked at the video, and you're right. They should have had a box for me. Oh dear, it looked a bit funny, but so whose company did I enjoy the most? So Dave McKeegan is a really great guy, very easygoing, good to spend time with him. Will, he's a great guy, and he's smart. He's it's good. I get along well with Will, and as it turned out, the flat Earth photographer, which is Jonathan, I got along well with him too. He was great to talk to. He's a good character. And so he's going to be working very hard, and he'll have an interesting story for you, and not only about the final experiment, but about himself. Will uncompressed videos be shared? Eventually, everything will be shared. Terrible reporting. All right. I'll see if I can contact the ABC. You never know, I might get an interview. Somebody, Dave 108, the Michelson-Morley experiment does not show stationary Earth. This is a common misconception that flat earthers have. And it's just a thing that gets repeated from one flat earther to another. There's no evidence for that. And the Michelson-Morley experiment is totally misrepresented by the flat earth people. And my advice to anyone who says that is to seek out some professionals who know what they're talking about. Because if you just listen to other flat earthers that don't know what they're talking about, you're not getting the truth. And, you know, you're being lied to. And I know how much you flat earthers hate being lied to, but whoever told you that the Michelson-Morley experiment proves a stationary Earth, they're lying to you. They don't know. They have no clue. Do you know if we have top-down drone view to debunk the shadows? Yes, I do know. I do know about that. We'll wait and see. So this, Mr. Cheswick, this experiment was not really about bendiations. There are other experiments that's a little bit more tricky, but there have been many experiments that show bendiation, so don't worry about that. Okay. Crypto Rose, well done. Who's the one telling Will about the altitude unlock? So how did I get on with Austin and Jaron? So Jaron, I got on well enough. Austin, things started to get a little bit unfrozen towards the end. Austin constantly says things which I disagree with. So that was a bit difficult to take, but at some stage or other, I would like to debate Austin on the weight change experiment. I'm tipping he doesn't want to do that, but we'll, you know, that'd be nice. Yes. So did I get talk to Elizabeth? And also Prof. Bill, yes. I will publish a spreadsheet. Just give me a bit of time on that. It takes a long time to. I've got the spreadsheets made up already and published my previous results. Yes, I will publish a spreadsheet, and we'll get to that in time. It's easier to do live streams. They're quick. You don't have to. You can So, but there's a lot more time to be put in to put together the results. Yeah. So what do we else got here? All right. Okay. Gotcha. We're getting there. We're getting there. Prof. Phil Bell, you can talk to me later. So we'll work something out with that. Make sure you got what you need. There was an experiment. I didn't. All right. I have one regret about what didn't get done. I was doing Where's Wally's experiment with the gyronometer as well. So that took 24 hours to do that experiment. Then Where's Wally would have really have loved it if I was able to get a time lapse in the camp. But there was a couple of things. The main camp, this is, and then in particular the signpost. So for starters, the battery, I needed to recharge it, and it took a long time to recharge. And then the weather went bad, a little bit bad, and then they were sending us home one day early. So I didn't think it would give enough time to be able to set it up in a suitable position and all that. So I apologise to Where's Wally for that. I think the most important experiment with the gyronometer was done. And so that's it. I also did bring my 360 camera, but I never got to mount it. I thought, well, there's 5 or 6 360 cameras there already. Doesn't matter if I didn't put mine up. It was a nice to do thing, but never did that. So, yes, Prof. Phil Bell certainly loved to come on Zoom during the class. That would be great. Yes, in the flat Earth map, it would be colder in the southern hemisphere. Charon's imaginary metropolis. Oh, I don't know anything about that. It sounds like a bit of codswallop. Yeah, sure. Sure, the jolly man. Sure, I believe that. So if you want to see bendy water, Mr. Cheswick, just go out to the beach. If there's a clear horizon, there's bendy water for you right there. I know I can see it whenever I go out to the beach. And also grab yourself a auto level or a theodolite and measure the dip to the horizon. There's the bendy water for you, Mr. Cheswick. All done. Thank you very much. Thanks for playing. So, Mr. Cheswick, learn a bit of science. That will help you out a bit. Just expressing incredulity is not science. So I really respect your abilities in music. They're great. But you need to get a little bit more clued up in science. So do us all a favour and learn some science. You'll get along fine. Okay, what do we got here? Had a little bit of discussion backwards and forwards. Thank you to the flat earthers that enter the chat. Make life interesting for everybody. The Twitter is just overflowing with flurf derb since this trip started. Their cope has been glorious. Yeah, I think it'll continue to be glorious for a while yet. And I'll try and do more to explain my experiment and things, and yeah, we'll get through this. Yes, the red tube experiment, Mr. Cheswick, that's another bendy water experiment, and it was suggested by a flat earther. So that was Antonio, what was his name? I've forgotten. So I'm just saying, what have I got here that I could show? It's a little bit difficult. I'm not prepared for a slideshow or anything. So they'll get all the info when we prepare videos, analyse the data, so on, so on. Subarats, that's it. Antonio Subarats proposed the red tube experiment. Of course, he was never expecting that anybody would do it, but I thought it was a great experiment. I loved it. So I found a location in Australia to do the red tube experiment, and it proved the globe, bendy water. So, yeah, that was great. Oh, I got to get it. Oh, my mouth's getting dry. Maybe I can get a drink of water. You guys can keep chatting amongst yourselves. I'll get a drink of water and we'll see how we're going. We might wrap it up soon. How long have we been going? Yeah, not too bad. I'll get a drink of water. Who hits the cannabis? I don't do cannabis. So where can you find an ocean of bendy water? Just go to any beach. Any beach, there you'll see bendy water. No problem. That's just a natural part of the world we live in. You can recognise it by the fact that there's a clear, crisp horizon. No worries. Thanks for that. Right. So now I've got a couple of cameras now. It's the camera I used on the way over, and now I've got the camera from the gyronometer, and I've got to work out which will be the best one for me to use on the way home. I certainly like I certainly I am anxious to get home, but I'll try and spend my time here in Punta Arenas. Maybe have a little bit of fun sightseeing, but I just got to make sure everything's ready for the trip home. This is a very important trip, very important data gathering exercise. So I do what I can. Unfortunately, the GPS logger will not work inside a 787 Dreamliner. So that's unfortunate, but there's nothing we can do about that. The Antarctica plaque. Just a minute, where is my Antarctica plaque? Okay. Antarctica plaque. My souvenir. That's fabulous, isn't it? This, there you go. So we got presented those yesterday at the debrief. Yeah. So when I get back home, I'm going to be, like I said, I'm going to be very busy, and I'm going to have to put a lot more work into the channel. Over the last 2 years, I've been neglecting my channel a bit because I've been putting a lot of work into the ability to remain retired, and I wanted to create some time for myself, but that also means that I needed to create some financial future for myself. So getting that one sorted out, and now this here has been a tremendous boost to the channel, of course, and I think I owe everybody more material, especially those people who have donated. So, I mean, I got a lot of material that's sitting, like data that's sitting on my hard drive that I've never touched because it takes so long to put together a video. And yeah, so I'll never run out of material, but we'll see. Maybe I'll think about what's going to happen now with the type of material I do. Okay, with the cold, it was interesting because there was not much wind when we were there. So the sun was shining, warming up things. And like the day we got back and the day after we got back, and then we went for a walk in Punta Arenas, it felt colder in Punta Arenas than it did in Antarctica because the wind was blowing and cutting right through everything. So it was reasonably pleasant. Our time in Antarctica was reasonably pleasant, I have to say that. Excuse me again. So the elevation at the outpost camp, I've got the numbers. It's a little higher. I recorded the numbers. I don't know what they're. I can't remember the exact numbers now, but yeah, I got the numbers. So yeah, Greater Sapien, the super chats are on their way. I have to wait for YouTube to approve it. Now, as I mentioned before, my channel did not qualify. It only qualified in the last 24 hours. I've put in the application and you've got to wait now for YouTube to do their thing with the approval. So in the meantime, just go with the donation links in the description. Right. A freestyle rap. I don't know how to do rap. At some stage or other, I'll do a repeat rendition of I Can't See the Curve. I can't see the curve. Has anybody seen that? And Flatzoid reckons you can get the scales to change just by moving it around. Well, that's not the correct way to do it, Flatzoid. And moving it around how? Flatzoid, oh my, how do I say this kindly? I don't know how I might say this kindly, but you have to be very careful about the placement of your scales. You have to place it consistently level. If you're going to move your scale around, that sort of invalidates your reading. And so I set up my scale in a consistent manner. And yes, I can make the reading vary a little bit. I know how to do that. But in order to get accurate readings, and my readings are accurate and they will fall within the envelope of error, then you have to be very particular about how you set up your scale. So the object of the exercise is not to get any reading you want. The object of the exercise is to get the closest reading to the correct one. So it's a bit difficult to explain, especially to a numbnut like Flatzoid, who would, because he's thinking of ways to muck up the experiment. He obviously doesn't know how to do experiments. He thinks that just because he would try to fudge it, that everybody else would. Yeah. Yes, okay. So, Flatzoid, interesting that you talk so much. Interesting that he talks so much rubbish. I don't understand it, but something wrong with his brain. Okay, Mr. Cheswick, bye. Thanks. Thank you, and good to see you again. Maybe you'll make another song. So I think I can wrap this up very soon now, and you go and attend to some things. Okay, wonderful to see everybody here, and I'm not sure when I'll be able to get online next. I have to put up the flight, the return flight, and some other stuff that I'm going to hang around. We'll see. And okay, well, thanks everybody. That will be it for today, and we'll see you whenever. And